guys, what is going on? Blossom's back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. I don't know if I want to smile or if I want to frown for today's video because I'll be opening the elite packs for the Autobahn Icons, and if you know what that means I'm spending 10,000 gold on cars I don't even like. But for the sake of YouTube and promoting the packs and promoting the game and the update, I'm gonna open some of them. Like I said, I don't know if I want to cry or if I want to laugh. I don't know. Oh man, just quick little, drive down the Autobahn Icons lane, or as I like to call it, the Birmingham Icons. If you go into collections and tags, this is my current collection. So I've got one fully upgraded ultra rare that we got from a regular ceramic pack, I believe it was. I forgot where I got that from, but I remember it was recorded on the past couple of videos. Couple of rares. You know that I'm washed, or you know that it's bad when I have to be forced to upgrade a Volkswagen Atlas. It's not the one, I feel like I can't just ignore every single Atlas in the game, because at that point, you know Hutch, right? They're gonna add like 100,000 different variations of the same car. If I ignore every single Atlas, at one point it's gonna bite me in the butt. So I'm always gonna ignore like the OG Atlas, the one that I absolutely despise. But we're gonna be keeping the other ones, I guess. Some other cars I have fully upgraded. We've got, oh, look at this, dude. This is the definition of Hutch adding the same thing, dude. Look at this. Volkswagen ID Buzz. Baby, you can have a look. Look. Volkswagen ID Buzz. You see how it looks like? The yellow and the really ugly face, okay? Here's the other car. What? What? Why? Why? It's it's just a whole thing, isn't it? Anyway, moving on from the Volkswagen ID Buzzes, I also have a Volkswagen Golf GTI, some Cross Polos, and honestly, I'm just forced to upgrade these stuff because there will be a challenge and there will be events, and if I want to participate in them, I'm gonna have to have a competent enough collection to compete, so that's why I'm just kind of upgrading what I have. A tip that I can give to you guys, as always, is to focus on the performance tire stuff. Like, if you get a bunch of new cars from the update, especially like me, when I go open the elite pack, I'll be getting nothing but cars from the update, right? So, if you have 50 new cars from the update, and you find yourself overwhelmed, and you don't know what you want to start working on, instead of working on everything at the same time, just kind of give yourself a mental note on how much you actually have in the bank. How much cash do you have? How many cars can you actually fully upgrade at a time? And let's say that you can't upgrade all 50 cars at the same time. Let's say that you can only do like 5 or 6. Well, my advice to you, go for the performance tire stuff first. Always, with every single update, go for the performance tire stuff first. In recent updates, they've, Hutch has done more on like putting an emphasis on like, wet and off-road tracks, so you can use your all-surface tire cars and your standard tire cars. But what I noticed is that when the going gets tough, the last level of almost every challenge is going to be dry asphalt. And what cars do you need for that? Performance tires. So yeah, go for the performance tire stuff first. I got some big news for you guys. I was ignoring it all the way up to the final whistle. Literally, only 2 hours left in the challenge, and I got myself the Rizvani Beast Alpha. And yeah, in the final level of this challenge, it was all asphalt. It was all dry. It really came down to the performance tire cars that I had to help me win the Rizvani Beast. It wasn't that hard of a challenge at the end. A very useful car was the Draco GT, which I already own. The Lancia as well. Now, sorry, not the Lancia, the Mitsubishi, right? These two were very, very useful for me. Some other red cars I used, an Audi, it's kind of nice that I get to use it again because I maxed it out for a Tri-Series, never thought I would use it again, the RS4B7. So what are you on right now? 220 races in over 1,000 days. But the win ratio is actually not that bad, so I used that one too in a couple other cars here and there. When I say it wasn't that hard, I mean that in like relative terms to my garage, right? I mean, having a Draco and a Mitsubishi Lancer Legendary is no small feat, but when you compare it to the Tri-Series days when you needed like, 4 Legendaries, this one wasn't that tough, I guess. I can understand if people said that the challenge was hard, but yeah, we got the Resvani. I didn't get the Finnair, simply because I don't have enough flashlights, and that's fine. I wasn't really competing. I was genuinely surprised that I had enough flashlights for even just one of the prize cars, which I did manage to acquire, as you can see over here. Lancia, that's out. I didn't even get enough of the tokens. I didn't even know that there was a limit, there was a cap. And I didn't even know when the last event was. This one, as you can see, I've got like 452 flashlights, which gets me to like level 10, and that's it. So yeah, we don't need the Finnair, man. I've got the original Finnair, and that thing has been, you know, just useless. Anyway, before we get back to opening those elite packs, let me show you my wish lists from Autobahn Icons, Birmingham Icons. I gotta say, guys, it's very few and far between. Very, very few and far between. The cars that I have decided to wishlist, all 7 of them, are cars that are either very useful or I kind of like them for one reason or another. Let's have a look, actually, because I already forgot what yeah, so this is it. So in terms of cars that are very, very useful, you know, the Polo, the Golf ER1, the Concept R, and the Touareg are all useful cars, or cars that I foresee to be useful in the game and in the update. This one obviously being, you know, this one, you know, off-road tires, 100 handling max, all that kind of stuff. This one, you know, one of your best dry performance asphalt cars. When I mean performance, I don't mean like tires, because it's slick. But yeah, I don't really like this car either, but it's gonna be useful probably. It looks like a German Viper ACR. Very similar stats to that as well, to the Viper ACR. And then the reason why these two are wish listed is because this is like probably one of the better dragsters for the ultra rare category in this update. This is going to be one of the most useful ultra rares in the entire update, in my opinion. For Autobahn Icons at least, or for Birmingham Icons at least, this is going to be one of the most useful ones, because everything else is 4-wheel drive and medium and inflated and just trash. This one ain't great either, but it's better than the others, so it's like, you know, comparing a shit and a turd, or a shit and a poop. Now moving on, this one, again, same thing. Also medium ground clearance, by the way, of 101 handling, and there are only 2 cars from this update I actually like, and it's gonna be these 2 right here. So it's the Audi RS6 Avant and the Audi S6 Avant, just the estates. That's it. So it's very, very tough for us to even get one wishlist car, but that's going to be the goal for today. So 10,000 gold, that will allow me to open 2 of these special packs, the Autobahn Icons Carbon Fiber Special. I'll open 2 of them, and then that will leave us with just enough to open the 5-time Carbon Fiber Elite as well. What am I looking for? The content. That's what this video is about. It's the content, not the contents of the pack, just having things on YouTube. There you go. I guess you guys can comment down below what you want me to get from the pack, because I don't want anything out of the 7 cars. So let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, it's not a Volkswagen, but this ain't much better, is it? Okay. We got 20k and 10 slots. All right, moving on to the next pack. Let's see what we get from this one. The thing about this update is that I think just a little over 50% of the epics are RQ71 and below. So even if you get an epic, there's a pretty low chance you'll actually get a high RQ epic, as noted there. We got a 68. Volkswagen Polo GTI and that thing. I mean, it's 87, and I believe that should be medium ground clearance. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but there's a new car. Probably will help me in the challenge or something like that. Anyway, here we go. Last one, big one. The Autobahn Icons Carbon Fiber Elite. Let's see what we can add on to our collection over here. Currently, we're sitting on 1 epic. That's our peak. And that is a car that I'm not going to fully upgrade whatsoever. No. Volkswagen Passat, Opel Calibra. Golf, I mean, yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of the same stuff that you're gonna be unpacking. Most likely it's gonna be a Volkswagen. It's gonna be very rare for us to even get an Opel or an Audi. I don't even know what are the best rares you can get from this update. Well, we've already jumped up. No 39s to be seen there. The Amarok, the GTD. Someone should do like a shot every time I get a Golf or a Polo. Which is the more common one between the 2? The Polos or the Golfs? All right, we've got a Tiguan to start us off. And then we've got another Tiguan. Look at that, full of Tiguans here. And then we've got the ID7. So that's our first duplicate for the higher rarities. Already have this one in the game. My first variation is 323. I could go 233 on this. For a car with 79 handling stock, it does matter. One is 87 max, one is 88 max. We have a Volkswagen Passat R36, and this is the last one. It might be, because I only saw 2 cards left, which means that there are no epics in this one, just cash and slots, I believe. No, there was one more. Okay, cool. Atlas base cap. You know what? Not too bad. 4-wheel drive off-road tires, but is that going to be just another Mitsuoka? That's the question. Is it going to be another Mitsuoka? I'll tell you what though, I've learned from my mistakes. I am not upgrading that car until I need it, because I'll tell you right now, I jumped into the APR hype a little bit too quickly now with the Mitsuoka. This thing was completely useless for me. Never needed it for anything. 4-wheel drive off-road tires, 79 handling, and I really liked it because of the Japanese car plate as well. But as you can see over here, I've only used it 88 races. Most of them were pity races in clubs as well. So I am not jumping into the first off-road tire car. Okay, let's compare. 7.8, 71. Okay, 7.8, 71. And what's the stats in this guy? 7.3, 72. Slightly better. Lower 0 to 60. One more handling. Sure. But don't think that's going to be too useful now, is it? Let's have a look. Collections and tags. Autobahn Icons again. Non-prize. All cars. We need to go to tires. I think it's car attributes. Off-road and all surface. Where do you stand, sir? Well... I mean, oh, you know what? There is an RQ75 here. This one doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that one actually doesn't look too bad. I overlooked that one earlier. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that. It was 6173. This is 7372, so that's just worse in every way. But there is a massive RQ difference between those two cars. It is going to be useful-ish, I guess. Oh, of course it's an Atlas. But hey, that Atlas is not piss yellow, so that's a little bit better, I guess. I'm just compensating at this point. Okay, well, that's it. Let's add the rest of the cars, have a look at what the collection looks like again. One thing I've kind of started doing is just, I don't really sell anything anymore. I just add everything in. I do have like 500 open slots, so might as well. A lot of cars I need to upgrade all at the same time. So let's have a look again. My cars, filter, collections and tags, Birmingham icons. Oh, we're gonna go to my cars, sorry. Here we go. And this is the collection so far. So, I mean, like, this one doesn't look too bad. It's 83 handling 4-wheel drive standard. It is an estate, so there is a little bit of a niche there as well. Yeah, diesel too, so that's relatively interesting. In terms of just like pure niches and how it might be a useful car in the game itself. What else do we have over here? I mean, UR performance tires. Not the wishlist car we're looking for though. Honestly, do I want to drag spec that car? Do I want to drag spec this car? 5.1 0 to 60, huh? Lowest 0 to 60 car that we pulled so far, and I have a second one. So yeah, 332 or 333. And we got a couple super rares here as well that I could focus on upgrading very soon. Yeah, look, the goal is to build up a collection where it is competitive enough for the regular challenge. You know, like, I'm okay with missing out like the next 3 prize cars if the requirements are all going to be Volkswagen. I'm okay with that. I've moved on from the prize car thing, especially in this day and age where prize cars are pretty meaningless in top drives now. So as long as I can have a competent enough garage where it doesn't seem like I'm lacking too far behind from everybody else, I'll be okay with that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know down in the comments below, what cars do you want to unpack in this update? Hope you guys have a great day and stay safe. Wash your hands. And this is just about as positive as I can be for a bunch of Volkswagens. Bye.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.